What happened on Hanukkah? Like throughout history, everybody's interested in Jerusalem. It's always the center of everyone's attention. And that time then was the Greco-Syrians. They decided to conquer. They desecrated the temple. And they disrupted its daily services, the Holy Temple. And one of the primary things was the candelabra, the menorah that was lit every day. They defiled all the oil. Oil had to be pure olive oil. So they could not find enough oil to light the menorah. So the Maccabees, who were a minority, beat their enemies. The few conquered the many, as we say, but they could not find any oil. Then they finally, two miracles. One miracle, they found one crucible of untouched oil. And second miracle was, even though it only had the power to burn for 1 day, it burned for 8 days. Okay. And that's why we light Chanukah menorah. We don't focus on the battles that were fought, we focus on the light. And when do we light it? At sundown. Shetishka Chama, as the sun sets. Now the menorah was lit in the morning. Some opinions in the afternoon, but yet Chanukah is lit then because that's the message of Chanukah. That a little light can dispel much darkness. When it comes to quantity, darkness may be more powerful, but qualitatively, a little light, you put it in a room and it dispels darkness. Now think of it this way. When it comes to fire and water, for example, which are also opposing forces, so if there's enough fire, it can evaporate large bodies of water. If there's enough water, it can extinguish large fires. Light and darkness are not equals. If it's dark in the room, it's dark in the room, but it's a default state. Put a drop of light a little flame in a dark room, that area, the entire room may not be lit, but that area doesn't require any battle. There's no battle like between fire and water. They're not equals. Light always dominates over darkness. And that's the Hanukkah message, which has become actually a universal message. It's a message of victory, of quality over quantity, values over lack of values, of light over darkness. Look at the menorah, look at the flame, and you see a power of a flame. You can't fight darkness with weapons, with money, with soldiers, nothing. One little flame can do more than entire armies. Now think of it psychologically. Every psychological moment of darkness, I'm sure everybody has experienced some moment, a depressing moment, anxiety, fear, fright. We all have our versions of it. How do you fight the darkness when some thought, some negative thought haunts you or consumes you? And we all know how difficult it is to fight it because you want to really get rid of those thoughts and you can't. So some of us take medication, some of us go to therapy, some of us just endure and suffer through it. What Judaism teaches and Hanukkah teaches is light dispels darkness, which is often the hardest thing to do when you're in a very depressed or dark state. You're not motivated to do anything. But that's precisely your enemy, the lack of motivation. Find something positive to do, bring some light into your life, and that's the best antidote to darkness.